Right now, two landmark decisions from the Supreme Court today dealing blows to student debt forgiveness and LGBTQ protections. The details on those decisions and local reaction.
And we're only a few weeks into summer break, but the city of Madison is already thinking about the coming school year with a shortage of crossing guards. What you can do to help. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. This morning, rulings on two major Supreme Court cases. The first, justices blocking the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan.
It would have delivered up to $20,000 in loan relief to millions of borrowers struggling with debt. The decision was 6-3, with Chief Justice John Roberts writing for the conservative supermajority. Opponents to the plan, namely Republican-led states, argued the Department of Education doesn't have the authority to forgive the loans.
And on the final day of Pride Month, the Supreme Court dealt a blow to advocates of LGBTQ+ rights. Justices siding with a Christian business owner in Colorado who refuses to create websites to celebrate same-sex weddings. That decision also 6-3. We'll have more local reaction to these two rulings in just a few minutes. But first, a long holiday weekend is already underway for many. The roads look a little quiet now, but AAA Wisconsin expects nearly 1.2 million people will travel this weekend in the Badger State ahead of Independence Day.
And just in time for the weekend, some fresh air with this smoke from Canadian wildfires clearing up. We actually saw some blue sky today, and some rain is on the way for the weekend, but it's just a matter of where and just how much to expect. Julian Seawright has those answers now in the First Warn forecast.
That's right. So we're going to be entering a weekend with much better air quality for us here in southern Wisconsin, and some opportunities for rain or even some thunderstorms, but just not for everyone. But getting into what we're seeing, we have this drought, which has just been a pain for us throughout much of southern Wisconsin, really putting a crippling effect on many farmers and folks. We are looking for some opportunities to alleviate some of this drought issues. This weekend might give in for some areas. We are expecting to see for Saturday and for Sunday some opportunities for some showers or thunderstorms as temperatures lead into the middle 80s. Otherwise, it's going to be quiet and dry for tonight, and it's also going to be warm. But heading into next week, Wednesday looks to be our best opportunity to see widespread rainfall that will not only cool us down quite a bit heading into Thursday, but will also be bringing in potentially enough rain to at least help fight that drought of ours. We'll talk about the rain, how much rain we're going to be expecting in a moment. But planning out for your Saturday for those heading to the farmers market or expecting to travel, just note it's going to be rather quiet. We do have some opportunities in the afternoon and evening hours to see some pop-up showers or thunderstorms for us. But nevertheless, temperatures are going to be rather warm by the time we get into the noon hour. For tomorrow, high temperatures are going to be in the mid-80s for many of us in southern Wisconsin, to the southwest into the upper 70s. Going to have some cloudy conditions as well, so don't expect too much sunshine as we get into our Saturday. We'll talk more about what else to expect with this holiday weekend and how much rain is on the way in a few moments. Until then, over to you.
Julian, thank you. The Supreme Court blocking the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan. It means millions of people are back on the hook for their debt. It's a decision that in Wisconsin impacts nearly 700,000 people who took on federal student loans. One of those people is Sid Bagley, who returned to school at age 45 to earn a business administration degree. He took out a loan to go back to school and pays $220 per month paying it back. Bagley thinks the Supreme Court believes people with student loans are privileged. He wants them to take another look.
Look at me, I'm wearing safety element stuff. I'm working my butt off. I work 3 jobs just to have a decent living for myself.
Student loan payments are set to restart in October after being frozen for 3 years because of the pandemic.
Members of our LGBTQ+ community are feeling a sense of a greater fight ahead after the Supreme Court limited their protections by ruling in favor of a web designer who refused to create websites for same-sex weddings. The executive director for Outreach, a Madison-based LGBTQ+ advocacy organization, says the ruling could allow a range of businesses to discriminate. He says it's a disheartening setback in the progress the community has made in Wisconsin.
It says to the LGBTQ community, we can't trust that we're going to get the same kind of service from businesses that other people do, you know, that our straight counterparts do. We have to kind of realize that doors may be closed in our faces if we go shopping.
Starkey says what's ahead for Wisconsin could be harmful for other minority groups besides his own. He says this makes him concerned about future laws in our state. We've been closely following the Republican drafted budget this week that made its way through the state legislature. But
just because the state Senate and Assembly have passed it doesn't mean the governor will sign it. Part of that budget includes $3.5 billion in tax cuts, as well as $32 million in cuts to the UW system. Now, those cuts would eliminate the offices of diversity, inclusion, and equity on campuses. The governor could strike whole lines out of the state budget with line item vetoes, and he has previously said he would do so if those UW cuts were included. Legislative leaders shared what would happen if he does send the money back.
We'll come back and find ways to do other tax cuts because it's the people's money. They know how to spend it better than government. I realize the Democrats think they always know how to spend it better, but that's not the way our caucus feels. So if he eliminates a substantial portion of the tax cut, I don't know why we wouldn't find new ways to cut taxes.
The governor's office tells us Governor Evers is considering, quote, as many line item vetoes as he can muster, end quote. Any potential action with vetoes could come as early as next week.
So we learned today that the man responsible for one of Madison's most distinct storefronts died earlier this week, the same day as his 100th birthday. Bernie's Rock Shop shared the news and this picture on its Facebook page saying Burnell Bernie Frankie passed away yesterday. He opened his store on Madison's east side in the 1960s and was a well-known figure in the city's gemstone community. Parties were planned for today and tomorrow. So to celebrate, they are asking everyone to put on a checkered short-sleeve button-down shirt with a pocket protector and wear a bolo tie in his honor.
Well, if you're heading to the, the Dane County Farmers Market tomorrow, make sure to plan for some downtown street closures. Beginning tomorrow, city officials will be closing down all of the Capitol Square and some of the surrounding streets. Those closures will go from 8 until 1:30. Vendors, event organizers, and anyone else who needs to access their sites at the market will still be able to, despite the closure. And we've posted a full map of which specific streets will close. Just head to channel3000.com to see it. It is a job many take for granted, but the city of Madison says it is short dozens of crossing guards for the upcoming school year.
Well, instead of waiting to cross that road when they get to it, they are putting out the call now. Arman Rahman reports.
Now, the school year may have just ended, but the city of Madison needs you to stop and think about becoming a crossing guard. Because before getting to the other side of summer, they need to fill a lot of vacancies.
During the school year, staffing is kind of short.
Jim Pombeer has been greeting families on their way to and from school for the past 7 years.
You get to know them well over time, and you know, with that comes the responsibility to keep them safe.
But with the new school year ahead, crossing guards are running thin.
We're currently short 16 permanent corners spread throughout the city. If you live in the city, you're near a vacant corner.
City officials say resignations are common every summer. But new middle school start times decided on before the pandemic caused a traffic jam when it comes to shifts.
23 of the schools all went to the same time, and 9 elementary schools went later. So we're just not able to allow our staff to do those multiple combo corners, we call them.
While a common job for retirees, it's no walk in the park.
You gotta have your head on a swivel sometimes, you know. Sometimes I tell the kids I got eyes behind my head, so I know what you're doing.
Sometimes we have locations that get over 100 students. We're crossing 2,000 students per shift, twice a day.
Crossing guards get paid $18.91 an hour to start and work 10 to 15 hours per week. They also qualify for a free Metro bus pass.
Good weekend. You feel like you matter, and you're helping the kids out, and you become almost an icon.
First round interviews will be in mid-August, and hiring will happen continuously as positions are filled. In Madison, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Another donation drive today for free Bikes for Kids Madison. It was an effort to get more bikes and keep Madison kids riding. Free Bikes for Kids collects gently used bikes from the community. Their volunteer group helps to clean, repair, and distribute the bikes to underserved groups in the local area. They say it's all about making sure kids are able to get outside and have fun on 2 wheels.
I have a lot of fond memories of being a kid on my bike, and I think it's extremely meaningful to participate in making sure a lot of the kids around the area that can't afford a decent bike that still have the same opportunity we had as kids.
Fittingly, the sponsor of today's donation drive, Dairyland Drive, is an upcoming cycling race in southwest Wisconsin. Free Bikes for Kids accepts donations all year long. Just visit the website at fb4kmadison.org to learn more.
From bikes to buggies, check this out. We got a preview today of the 11th annual horse driving trial at Noterra Farm in Verona. A horse driving trial is a three-phase versatility test for both horse and driver. Those phases are dressage, the highest expression of horse training, cones, how well a horse driver maneuver through tightly spaced cones, and also marathon, which consists of obstacles on a cross-country course. Tomorrow's event is a fundraiser for the Rotary Club of Madison West Middleton, and it starts at 9 a.m., expected to last until midday. Turning now to entertainment news, today marked 60 days of the writers' strike. It started back in May after the Writers Guild couldn't come to an agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Actors have now started joining those on the picket lines to show their support. Yesterday, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin were among the hundreds of people picketing outside Netflix studios in Hollywood. Writers are fighting for an increase in pay, streaming residuals, and protections against the increased use of artificial intelligence.
An electrical fire broke out this afternoon at a Warner Brothers Studios lot in Burbank, California. Firefighters were able to quickly contain the fire, which happened after a transformer blew there. Luckily, no one was injured, and there was no reported damage to any studio buildings. More stories just ahead after the break.
A new U.S. State Department report reviewing the Afghanistan withdrawal, and it is not good. Why decisions made by both the Trump and Biden administrations to end the U.S. military mission there brought on serious consequences. That's next at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. Experience an awe-inspiring event at the Duck Pond July 2nd starting at 6:05. After the Mallards take on the Green Bay Rockers, get ready for a one-of-a-kind drone show featuring a spectacular light show, fireworks, and music. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of Madison Mallards Baseball.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Wrap up that bathroom project with 11% off at Menards. Our great selection of Lion showers, bathtubs, and surrounds are a great way to start your remodel. This elite tub and shower surround is now just $519.99 after rebate. Finish your remodel with Elger toilets. They feature a slow close lid and have a patented ever-clean surface, keeping your toilet cleaner longer. Got this tall Diplomat toilet, now only $159.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Hopefully, your family will never need to hire a personal injury lawyer. But if you ever do, it's important to understand that not all law firms are the same. A lot more is involved than one phone call and a quick settlement. To make things right again, it can take time, and it will take talent. Since 1930, Habish & Rotier has recovered more million-dollar results for our clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. Habish & Rotier, national reputation, hometown service.
I'm Randy Bump with Bump Farms, and this is my John Deere. So I'm a sixth-generation farmer. Our farm was homesteaded here in 1846. I think the thing that makes Sloan stand out the most for me is probably the people, the products, and the service. Whether it's bulk oil delivery, bulk DEF delivery, the Sloan helpline, I mean, they're always there for me. And I've actually had them open up on a Sunday and get parts for me so I can keep a combine running. And that's why I think Sloan's first.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Experience an awe-inspiring event at the Duck Pond July 2nd starting at 6:05. After the Mallards take on the Green Bay Rockers, get ready for a one-of-a-kind drone show featuring a spectacular light show, fireworks, and music. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of Madison Mallards Baseball.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, EGOT winner and absolute legend, Rita Moreno.
At 91, this is nice.
91! Then a teacher who crushed a cafeteria dance battle.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
The long-awaited review of the U.S. troop withdrawal from Afghanistan is out, and it is critical of both the Trump and Biden administrations. It found that both administrations made decisions that had serious consequences for the viability and security of the Afghan government.
The withdrawal of all U.S. military forces after 20 years in Afghanistan was set into motion during the Trump administration. When Trump left office, there were unanswered questions about how the U.S. would meet the May 2021 deadline and what might happen to the Afghans who helped the U.S. The report also says once the Biden administration decided to proceed with a new deadline of September 11th, 2021, the speed of the troop withdrawal compounded the State Department's difficulties. One of the areas that drew the most criticism was the evacuation of the thousands of Afghans who served alongside U.S. forces. The report indicates there was a lack of communication from the Biden administration regarding those Afghans. Riots erupted across France for a third straight night following the deadly police shooting of a 17-year-old during a traffic stop in a Paris suburb earlier this week. Protesters launched fireworks at riot police, torched cars, and set buildings on fire. French officials report more than 600 arrests nationwide and say around 250 police officers have been injured. Police allege the teen refused to stop his car, and the officer who shot him has apologized to the family and has been placed on leave, but the family is demanding justice.
Well, back here in the United States, police officers in Oklahoma City have released body camera footage of officers rescuing 36 dogs from the back of a U-Haul truck in the scorching heat this month. They were called to this truck in a Walmart parking lot after staff said it sounded and smelled like it was full of animals. Upon cutting the lock, they discovered 36 dogs stacked inside kennels, and it was over 100 degrees inside that U-Haul. They say the odor from the trailer was overwhelming. 3 or 4 of the dogs were in heat distress. Sadly, one later had to be euthanized due to organ failure from heat stroke. 2 people were later identified and arrested. They're both facing 36 felony counts of animal cruelty.
More Narcan vending machines with free life-saving options for overdoses are coming to Madison, to Wisconsin. That's because Wisconsin has more money to invest in programs that reverse opioid overdoses. Harm reduction efforts have become more common over the past several years. The Department of Health Services says their main goal is to meet people where they're at.
Anything that is going to expand access and availability to these services, make people feel comfortable in how they can access them, right? Removing barriers to do so. We're gonna save lives, getting it into more people's hands.
Local groups have launched similar programs, making Narcan and fentanyl test strips available for public use.
Artificial intelligence may be better than humans at detecting heart attacks. That's according to a new study at the University of Pittsburgh, which tested an AI tool that spots heart attacks in electrocardiograms. Researchers say AI can detect subtle clues that are difficult for human clinicians to catch. Could help doctors determine more quickly whether chest pain is in fact cardiac arrest.
Check your freezers for some frozen fruit containing mango under the brand name Private Selection. These products are being recalled over concerns they may be contaminated with listeria. They were sold at Kroger grocery stores, which includes Pick and Save. Only bags containing these mango chunks are part of the recall. Listeria infection can cause classic digestive distress, commonly referred to as the stomach flu. Fortunately, no cases of listeria from the possibly contaminated fruit has been reported. Voting is still open until midnight for the Best of Madison 2023. Just head to channel3000.com to vote for your favorite businesses, people, things to do, and more.
And just look for that story there. Scroll down to the bottom of the article. You can click on each category to vote. Registering just takes a valid email address. Don't forget, you can only vote once per category. Julian is back. Another check of your first warn forecast, Julian.
Well, the farmer's market is going to be rather pleasant for us tomorrow, though still rather warm. Air quality is not going to be an issue this weekend, which is great for us after such a ridiculous week.
Been tough.
Oh my gosh, it's been terrible. So thankfully, we're looking at that to be a complete relief heading into the weekend and just in time for our holiday come Tuesday of next week. So let's get into what we're starting with. It's a quiet night, but it's still a very mild night. We're seeing lots of dry conditions for us here in southern Wisconsin. Just about 3 hours ago, south of Dane County, a small little shower had developed, but nevertheless, nothing really sufficient. Now, talking about the rain in itself, we really need it, folks. And I know you know, we're just over here repeating it because we have severe droughts for areas like Dane County and over towards the western side. Over to the east, it's a moderate drought as of right now, but still, we're all looking for when that next big rainmaker is going to help alleviate some of these drought conditions for us. Well, in the next 6 to 10 days, we could start to see a little bit more of a pattern to bring in just enough rain, but just when could we see it? Well, heading into this weekend, we do have small opportunities, but again, it's small opportunities. It's going to be rather cloudy throughout the course of our Saturday. Not a whole lot of sunshine. And on top of it, not a whole lot of rain either. But as we get into our early afternoon, might start to see some pocket showers starting to develop. But really, the big story is going to be next week. Starting in late Tuesday, might see some rain for northern parts of Wisconsin. But then as we get into our Wednesday, that's when we're going to be expecting to see a bit more of that widespread rainfall, especially once we get into our Wednesday afternoon and heading into our Wednesday night. How much rain? Well, folks, this could go back and forth, but for the next several days, by the time we get to Thursday, hopefully we could start to finally see close to an inch of rainfall for us here in Madison. And many of us in southern Wisconsin could be seeing that 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, maybe even more for areas like the Dells, Wautoma, or even towards the northeast or eastern side of southern Wisconsin. Nevertheless, that's really what we're going to be hoping for, is to start to finally see a bit more of that rain. And as this forecast is going as of right now, we're setting ourselves up just for that kind of success. Now, a quick look at our 4th of July weekend, even though the 4th isn't on Monday this go around. We are still going to be seeing temperatures stay within the middle 80s. Opportunities for some chances of rain or even thunderstorms, mainly into our afternoon hours, close to the evening as well for Saturday and for Sunday. Heading into Monday, it's going to be rather quiet. Might see an afternoon thunderstorm, but nevertheless, it is going to be hot. We're looking at temperatures to be into the lower 90s. And folks, it's going to be hot for the 4th of July as well. 90 is going to stick around to start off next week. We do have our best rain chances once again to be on Wednesday of next week as well. So taking a look at our 10-day forecast. Once we're done with the heat, we start to cool down just a bit. Once we head into Wednesday, as that system rolls its way in, bringing in rain and then a bit of cooler temperatures heading into next week as well, as we're into the upper 70s, lower 80s. Not a whole lot of rain chances for Friday or Saturday, but back into that weekend, we could see another round of some more rain.
After controversy in Qatar during the Men's World Cup, FIFA has released a list of armbands supporting various causes it will allow during this summer's Women's World Cup. FIFA announcing 8 captains' armbands, all beginning with Unite 4. Those causes represented are inclusion, indigenous peoples, gender equality, education for all, ending violence against women, peace, zero hunger, and that football is joy, peace, love, pass. During the men's tournament last fall, the Belgian national team were reportedly told by FIFA to remove the word love from the collar of their away kit, and there were also cases where fans couldn't wear pride colors into stadiums.
And coming up in sports, Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker will be paired together for Saturday's 3rd round. What it means to Kelly and how the Wisconsin guys did in the 2nd round. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend. Haul or tow just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Now lease an F-150 STX for $419 a month for 36 months, plus get $1,000 trade assist cash only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are veterans struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. You have already made a most noble sacrifice. You shouldn't have to continue doing so. We are here to support you. With pride in the way, it's never easy to ask for assistance, but rest assured we are here to help. The VRAP team is standing by to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you. On behalf of the state of Wisconsin, thank you.
Imagine this. It's 1968, and the mayor of Milwaukee says nope to Summerfest. How many bands would you have never seen? And how many lakeside selfies just wouldn't exist? You'd never have met your new best friend while singing along to every song. Or know the feeling of hitting all 12 stages before the headliner. Thankfully, 55 years ago, Summerfest was a yes. And every year since has been one to remember. Don't miss Milwaukee Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
A couple days after Chris Middleton declined his $40 million player option to become a free agent, the Bucks forward isn't going anywhere. He's staying in Milwaukee. Middleton has agreed to a 3-year, $102 million deal with the franchise. Javon Carter and Joe Ingles, however, won't be staying in the 4-1-4. Carter is heading to Chicago to join the Bulls, while Ingles is signing with the Magic. Even par and a nagging wrist injury left Jerry Kelly disappointed after his first round of the U.S. Senior Open. But he also knew he was right in the thick of things, and that mindset helped him stay in it in the second round. On 3, the Madison native rolls in the chirper to move to 2 under. Now he'd bogey 7, but have a chance to get it back on 8. And Kelly just misses the cup. He'd tap in for par, though, and finish 1 under. And get this, he will be playing with Steve Stricker tomorrow.
That would be incredible. I mean, yeah, that's a fairy tale week, even for us. I mean, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm all for that. We really enjoy playing with each other, so you know, it'll just make it that much cooler.
Speaking of Stricker, he knew he had some work to do after his first 18 holes, and he was dialed in. His approach on 18 was a thing of beauty. Bounces it on the green, then rolls it right at the pin. He'd tap in for an easy bird to drop to 1 under. Then on 3, more of the same. Strick sinks the short putt for birdie. He's even after 36 holes, 3 shots off the lead.
I'm right in there. The scores aren't going anywhere. It's very challenging. It's very tough. And if you don't hit the fairway, you know, you're scrambling. So it's I'm in a good spot. Course has got a lot of teeth to it, so I feel okay where I'm at.
Wisconsin's second leading tackler from last season, Jordan Turner, has been suspended indefinitely after violating the school's student-athlete discipline policy. The junior inside linebacker is still on the roster, but during the suspension, he can't practice or compete in any games. Turner issued a statement claiming he was cited with an OWI first offense and apologized for his actions, saying, quote, "I'm very disappointed and embarrassed, and I want to personally apologize to my parents, my teammates, my coaches, the fans, and the University of Wisconsin." He went on to say, "I vow to learn from this and be a better man going forward." We're back after this.
Have you heard? We've outgrown our space. Again! Save up to half off floor samples and special orders at Dwellings Construction Sale. Dwellings, interior design and home furnishings. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Special report.
Spectrum brings us Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection. Look, with Spectrum Internet, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with the fastest wireless speeds. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
Moderate to severe eczema still disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it disrupts my skin with itch. It disrupts my skin with rash. But now, I can disrupt eczema with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is not a steroid, topical, or injection. It's one pill once a day. Many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin, while some saw up to 100% clear skin. And they felt dramatic and fast itch relief, some as early as 2 days. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer. Death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your doctor about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Have you heard? We've outgrown our space. Again! Save up to half off floor samples and special orders at Dwellings Construction Sale. Dwellings, interior design and home furnishings. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
A warm weekend with some shower chances for Saturday and Sunday will lead to some hot weather into next week, right on time for 4th of July.
All right, Julianne, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good and have a great weekend.